the Retirement Readiness Podcast with Tim Regan and Kaitlyn Hedger, presented by PrairieView Wealth and Tax Advisors. Live your 2-comma life.
Hi, and welcome to our first episode of the Kickstart Podcast. With me today is my co-host, Kaitlyn Hedger, an advisor here at PrairieView and head of our Kickstart program. Welcome, Kaitlyn.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So Kickstart, let's talk a little bit. What's the point of it? What's the purpose of it? Why should we have it?
My, oh my. I mean, the reason we started it was we saw a gap in the financial planning sphere. A lot of times you're coming to a financial advisor at 30, 40, 50 because all of a sudden you have kids and grandkids and, you know, you are changing jobs or things like that.
Yeah. So Kickstart, let's start like, what is it, right? So if I've never heard of it before, I don't know what it is, who's it for, what is it, you know, so am I gathering that it's earlier than that or what? So help me understand that.
Yeah. Who it's really built for is your early career professionals. So those who are in their first job after college, or maybe they're early on in a job change. It is people who have probably some work benefits. They might not understand, you know, where they started, or how they even work or how they even apply to their financial plan. So it's kind of built to kickstart them, for lack of a better word, and put them on the right foot for the rest of their career.
Yeah. And so when you talk about that gap, I think we probably saw a lot of times firms want to specialize in people that already have money.
Mm-hmm.
And this is maybe in a way to help people that have what we almost call a Henry, right?
Yep.
So Henry stands for high income, not rich yet. And is that who I'm thinking about with this whole thing?
Absolutely. I mean, all those people that, you know, we would say have millions of dollars. I mean, they started somewhere. And so our goal is to help these people start sooner rather than later, you know, and put them on the right path. Yeah.
And is it, let's walk through a little bit. How is it structured? Is it like a set program? Is it not? And what's it even mean to go talk to a financial advisor? I think like if I'm thinking back when I was just out of school, I'm like, all right, I'm in my early 20s or mid 20s. Do I even need an advisor right now?
Right.
Is it complicated enough?
Scary. Don't want to talk about it.
Yeah. And are they going to take all my money and because they charge me a bunch in fees? Or, you know, like how's all that stuff feel, Kaitlyn?
No, and that's the whole point of why we got it going. I mean, our goal is to walk through all of the initial things that you should know at that point in your career. We're going to talk through goal setting. So where are you trying to go financially? We're going to talk about your current employer plans. So what is that even made up of? What does that even mean? Should I care about these? We'll look at what are the gaps in what they do give me. Should I be doing things outside of work that I didn't even know about?
Yep.
We'll talk through your estate planning. So what the heck is estate planning?
Do I have an estate? What does that mean?
25. What is an estate?
You
know, but those things are important. We'll put together a will so that, if, you know, God forbid something happens to you, we've got a plan in place.
For sure.
Powers of attorney, things like that.
And how about like budgeting or like my student loan debt or any of that kind of stuff? Like,
and that's usually
fair game too?
Yeah, absolutely. Step one. I mean, if we don't have a plan for where every dollar's going, we call it money mapping. Mm-hmm. How are we, you know, we're not managing. What doesn't get tracked doesn't get managed, you know? And so just putting together a plan so that you don't feel like you're missing the boat on what you should be doing.
Yeah, for sure. And so what am I expected to know if I call up and I'm like, hey, I want to start this Kickstart program? Should I feel vulnerable because I don't know, I've never done anything like this before?
Yes, step one is admitting you're a dummy. No, but that's the whole point. We expect you to know nothing, and we're going to start from base zero, you know, and really walk through those things. It's a safe place to ask questions. I mean, the whole point of it is that you now have a resource for when you change jobs, when you're doing a big purchase, like buying a new car, you know, you have someone to go to that can help.
Yep.
You know, and we do it every day. You might buy 3 cars in your life. We help clients buy cars probably 100 times a week. Well, maybe not 100, but it's close enough. Yeah. You know, that's a muscle that we flex all the time.
For sure. And then help me to understand a little bit. Is there like, does this thing cost some money? Is it free? What's all that look like? And should I be scared about picking up the phone to call because the clock is running and I'm paying by the minute, or what? How does all that work?
We make it super easy, super transparent. So we typically charge $100 a month. So it's less than your grocery bill. But with that, you're getting a full workbook we're going to walk you through the program. It'll have journal prompts, it'll help you kind of take notes essentially. That includes all of your meetings with me. So we'll meet probably 7 to 8 times over the course of a year. It's built to be a 12-month program, so about a year. Your meetings with me, the biggest piece of that is we're going to write your will and powers of attorney, which if you were to go to an attorney to do that, it's costs money,
Well, and really probably in even more clarity or transparency, they're like, we're not writing it, right?
Exactly.
We've partnered with a law firm that we're just the conduit to that law firm for them to get it written.
Well, and the benefit of that is you're going to get to know me pretty well, and it'll be us two working on it together. I know contacting an attorney can be scary to begin with.
Sure.
And now you don't have to learn a whole new relationship and get to know them.
New language.
Right. And we're the ones
that
we had just built your financial plan. So I know what you're trying to do and what your goals are long-term.
Awesome. And so I know at the broader Prairie View, we talk a lot about live your 2 life.
Oh yeah.
And so let's talk maybe through how does this help live your 2 life? Well, I guess first of all, for me, if somebody isn't familiar with it, so 2 life, just in definition, is when you think about $1 million, there's 2 commas in it, and $1 million. It's not about the money. It's just a point of mind or a frame of mind, a point of reference, because somebody might have $1 million and think, man, I never thought I could ever amass that much money, and somebody else couldn't live spending $1 million a year, and so it's not about the million. But if we say to somebody, you're living a millionaire lifestyle, that typically conjures up some pictures of, I live in abundance, not scarcity. I have freedom to do things when I want, how I want, with the people I want. I can be generous, all those kinds of things. So when we talk about 2 life, that's the definition of kind of 2 life. So, I mean, I think it's fairly obvious, but help walk through how is this been connected with that 2 life picture?
Oh, for sure. I mean, that's part of the reason I became an advisor. Is I see a lot of times, clients will come in and they think, I don't have to, I'm waiting till retirement to do all the fun things in life.
Yeah.
Your best years, at least, I'm 29, so my best years are still happening, but it's now, and I want to make decisions now that, help me in the long term, but let's start working on those now, especially with goal setting. I mean, that's all we're going to talk about is, do you want to buy the house? Do you want to buy a boat? I mean, to kind of talk through me and Dan, just moved.
Did somebody buy a boat?
Yes. A boat before the ring, but that's neither here nor there.
With the boat, have you guys been out?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. We just took it out a couple weeks ago.
And so for everybody listening, it's Dan is your significant other, and
sure
Dan is a fisherman.
Yep. He would call them anglers is the correct term.
Yes, the right term.
Things I've learned in 4.5 years.
Yeah. Well, he's a real catch, I hear.
Yep. There you go.
But also he makes his own lures, sells his own lures. Fishing is, along with being a teacher. And,
we live 1,000 lives, the two of us.
he likes to do that, angling. Yeah. And so those are some of your goals, right?
For sure. So for us, just to give you an example of walking the 2 life, we moved over the border of Wisconsin. We did that to be closer to lakes and places that we could go fishing. We are still saving for retirement, but we want to buy a house. I would like to have a wedding, things like that if we wait too long, we're going to miss the boat. And so it's making decisions now that are living in abundance and starting to chip away at doing those now versus in 30 years, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And to your point, probably step one is, how do I start getting down on paper
exactly
what it is that I want to do? Because, your likelihood of achieving that goes up exponentially once you kind of verbalize it, get it written down. And
absolutely. Well, and that's another benefit of, the Kickstart program in general is now you have a resource and someone to kind of hold you accountable.
Sure.
It's one thing to write it down and plan it out. It's another to kind of check in. Hey, how's that going? I want to celebrate your wins just as much as you do. So it's just having that partner to walk alongside and help guide, but it's all about you. It's
It's almost like everything in life, right? If you want to start training, working out, and getting in great shape, than having somebody that you're supposed to meet at the gym at 7:00 every day. Like, you're going to meet that person at the gym and not let them down because you're holding each other accountable.
Well, and it's tough too. I mean, people that are in our age range, I'm kind of in the same boat that a lot of the early career professionals that we're helping are in now too. There's advice everywhere. Your parents are giving you advice. You're seeing advice on social media.
TikTok, right?
I'm not on TikTok, I swear. But, you're seeing all this advice. And what I think some people might fail to realize is that it's good advice in general, but to sit down and say what's best for Tim Regan specifically, that stuff's going to matter.
For sure. Well, and it's kind of like everything else. Like, having information is not the issue, right? There's plenty of information out there. Mm-hmm. It's what in the world do I do with it? And how do I have somebody on my team and my side that's
for sure
helping me get there? So.
Oh, yeah. I mean, a lot of people, you've heard of life insurance. Could you, at age 20 could you tell me how it plays into your plan? No, you wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole, you know? So it's just things like that of just explaining how it affects you and just giving you the education behind it so that you can make good decisions for you and your family.
Yep, for sure. For sure. And so the whole Kickstart program, the idea is, let's get you on the right track, get your financial life kickstarted. And here at PrairieView, everything is all about living life intentionally. And they have, there's that old saying that, most of the time people overestimate what they can do in a week or a month or even a day, but they underestimate what they can do in 5 years or 10 years. And so when you think about, I'm starting now, and what's $50 a month going to do or $100 a month going to do into a retirement plan or into a savings account, you'll look up 5 years from now and say, holy cow, I got more there than I expected. And I'm really glad I started that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, and it's putting together a plan so that you can check in with it as often as you want. If you're type A and really on it like I am, I look probably once a week, which is a little crazy, but I can go back to it and say, okay, I hit this goal. What did I say I was going to do next?
Yep.
And if I don't know what I was going to do next, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
And go back to my resource. And, just because it's a year-long program, I'm with you through the thick of it. Come use me, come talk to me. Like, I'd love to chat.
Well, and at the end of that year, what happens? Is it like, sayonara, glad we met, see you later? Or,
bye, dummy. No.
I'm no longer dummies.
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
Now,
I mean, we're going to continue to check in with you on how things are going. Like I said, I want to celebrate your wins. We worked hard on them together. And so we're going to have some check-ins, but we're there for you as long as you'll take us, you know?
And so then when I think about that whole process, it really does start to become like, let's just get a relationship and let's live in relationship and help to make sure that everything's going the way that you want it to.
Absolutely. I mean, we're partners. I mean, think about how sometimes frustrating or difficult it is even to just buy a car. Like, you don't know what you don't know, or even on a bigger scale, buying a house. Come to us. We do it all the time just to have someone walk along with it. Because a lot of times you'll go through it and you think you're some big dummy, for lack of better words, that you don't know how to do it. It's tough. Yeah. They don't make it easy. And same thing with tax planning and your employer benefits. Like, none of that is easy. Yeah. And so to have a partner to walk through it with you, I think is by far the best thing you could give yourself.
Well, and one of the things that I think is pretty cool about the design is that, the thought is that this could make a pretty good gift, right? So like, if you're a grandparent that's sitting out there or that's thinking, I want to get my grandkids off on the right foot, it's absolutely set up to be easily gifted.
Absolutely. It's a perfect gift. I mean, think about how many times you've said, God, I wish I knew that back then.
Yeah.
You could give that gift to your loved ones. Sure. Truly. It's a great idea.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you, Kaitlyn. So we probably will do some more of these where we'll dig into maybe each step along the path and help explain what it is so people can start to understand a little bit.
Sounds good.
But if you're interested in more good stuff like this, you want to connect with Kaitlyn, connect with anybody else, visit pv-wp.com. Be well.
The Retirement Readiness Podcast with Tim Regan and Kaitlyn Hedger. Presented by PrairieView Wealth and Tax Advisors. Live your 2-comma life. Learn more at pv-wp.com. And while you're at it, don't forget to like and subscribe to the Retirement Readiness Podcast on your preferred podcast platform.